What's going on, my people? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Oh, stretch. Jesus. People, let's just jump right into it, man. There's a bunch of shit I want to get into, but let's just start this off for the day. Listen, racist white people. This is why some black people, and I should have put some or a little bit, a lot of black people. I should have put a lot of black people because there's still buck dancing ass coons out here that actually care what white people think. And that's literally saying everyone. We don't really should really care what a lot of white people think about our culture, my honest opinion. But I'd be politically correct to say some racist white people, we shouldn't be listening to y'all or care what y'all think about us or our community. We shouldn't really give a fuck. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What up, Brother Bell? We shouldn't really care at this point. We shouldn't at all. We should have never have, but we at this point, I don't really give a damn what white people think about black people. I really don't at this point. But let's get into this. This is a clip I seen where it started off. They were just talking about I think January 6th or some shit like that, and then it ended up to where it really boils down to the core of a lot of issues in this country, which is race. Even though MAGA does not want to recognize that race matters, or it doesn't affect their thought process or their decisions or their behavior, how they speak to black people or other people at this point. They just, I'm white and I'm right. So it start off there, and then it ends up to him actually insulting black people. Get down to the core of who he was. He wanted to start out having a debate, but he couldn't help himself. He couldn't help his racist tick. His disease finally comes, and he couldn't help himself by being the racist that he is. It's a caller that showed these people. I just caught the clip, but let's listen to this.
He didn't like it more afterwards because.
And right now you're telling me that January 6th was warranted because you guys' feelings were hurt because people were saying, hey guys, there's an issue with racial discrimination in policing. And because of that, you're like, well, our feelings were hurt by this.
Well, okay, we got the middle on that the last 6 decades. We've got the middle on the racial things for the last 6 decades.
Stopped?
Because of the behavior of the people.
The behavior of us people.
Yes. See, he couldn't help himself. He said he asked him, why did it stop? Why hasn't it stopped then? Because he said we got the memo of this decades ago. Well, why hasn't it stopped? And mind you, he sounds young and ignorant as fuck. So he maybe have 2 decades under his belt, and really you don't even count when you're 10, because especially if you're white, you ain't really going through no real struggle like that. A lot of white people ain't going through no struggle growing up, so you don't really count them first 10 years. Well, I say the first 15 years of white people's lives. I don't really think that shit really matters at this point of how they've been raised. Not all of them. Some of them, yes. And because you gotta exclude some that got molested and raped and shit like that. So, gotta exclude that. I mean, you gotta, bring that in as well. But you ain't old enough to figure out or smart enough or intelligent. He's not smart enough or intelligent enough to know the memo. Because if he got the memo, he would be on our side with these issues. But he can't be, because he was raised to be a racist. Listen, people, no one is born a racist. Okay, it's like no one is born gay and none of that shit. And I have no problem with the gay community and no shit like that. I don't want to compare them to, but there's nothing wrong with being gay. But they're not born gay, right? These racist people are not born racist. They're just they've been raised to be racist idiots. So a lot of it is their own parenting, their own parents that parent them. So we can get mad at a lot of these racists, but they've been raised to be this way. That's why I don't get mad at racist people unless they start fucking with people. But I don't have a problem with racist people. Just stay the fuck away from me, man. Like we can't have a conversation. It's no conversation that we could ever have. I don't give a fuck if it was a polite conversation. We can't have a conversation. Because number one, I don't trust you to have a conversation. Number two, I don't want to have a conversation with you. Or a debate. It's not nothing I'm debating you about. Your whole logic is flawed. And it's evil. So I don't really give a fuck about that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pooja, like we shouldn't give a fuck and we shouldn't. And this is one of the part of the reason. But he couldn't help himself. He couldn't help himself to get back to the racist shit. Couldn't help himself. Get to the core of who he is under all that facade of trying to pretend he's trying to have a civilized conversation. But anyway, go back a little bit.
Racial discrimination in policing. And because of that, you're like, well, our feelings were hurt by this.
Well, okay, we got the middle on that the last 6 decades. We've got the middle of the racial
Really?
things for the
Why
last 6
hasn't it
decades.
stopped?
Because of the behavior of the people.
memo. The behavior of us.
Now, I want to stop it again right there because that's crazy to say. Because do y'all understand how ignorant that is? How ignorant that sounds to me? Like he sounds like a fucking buffoon. If you got the memo, why are you behaving the way you're behaving? Let's just go off his dumbass narrative, right? And say it's because of how our people are, right? That's why it hasn't got fixed, right? The discrimination, the racism, the systemic racism, everything, right? If you got the memo, why haven't you individually helped try to not behave in the way that he's behaving? See, there's no awareness or any type of accountability that these people like to take. His behavior, how he's acting right now, helps the racists out. Even though he most likely is a racist, but he's helping the discrimination from the shit that he's saying. So you blaming black people for you people like you to discriminate against us for what? It makes no goddamn sense. But anyway, let's move on.
All of your own behavior.
What's the behavior? Go ahead, tell me.
Yeah, the behavior is being integracious to the same state that carries your prosperity.
Carries our prosperity. Oh, you mean
the same nation that provides you with the greatest chance you ever have freedom and liberty ever for human kind. You want to sit there and descend?
Is that what you're talking about?
You mean the writers?
Listen, first of all, this is the most ignorant shit I've ever heard. First of all, still to this day, for some weird ass reason with these racist people, right? They psychologically fucked up in the brain. Listen, I thought black people have a lot of us fucked up from generations of our ancestors being enslaved and raped, murdered, and degraded and discriminated against. And it has trickled down in generations of us still kind of being a little fucked up, right? Well, a lot fucked up. So a lot, it depends with certain circumstances, right? This kid, he got to be a kid. He got to be no more than maybe about 20 something, because he sound young, right? I'm assuming This had to trickle down. This is mental illness too, people. I want y'all to really understand racist people. They're mentally ill too, because, or they're going through a lot of mental issues, because you cannot think in real reality and not being a little mentally fucked up in the head that you think that somehow, some way, that black people supposed to be appreciated because you bamboozled us to thinking that we was coming to work, make money, and prosper. And then when we get here, you didn't do any of that. You actually enslaved us. And we ain't even gonna talk about the boat situation. We ain't gonna get onto the boat. I'm just talking about when we got here. You took our humanity away. You raped our women, raped our men, sold our children, had fucked our men and women, well, raped them, I'm sorry, and then had kids by them. So a lot of society of what you see, that's why you see a lot of black and white people. You go down in there literally, and I might say that wrong, but you go down in a history, right? They are mixed with black and white people mixed. We got all like a percentage of white shit in us, and white people sometimes have a percentage of black in them. And they did that shit for hundreds of years. People, these ignorant motherfuckers keep forgetting black people only had rights, literally rights, for maybe about 70, 80 years, maybe. However old Martin Luther King is, but now you can't even say that, because even after all that shit, that they assassinated Martin, they assassinated Kennedy, it took at least a good, even after they passed the Civil Rights Act, it at least took about a good 10 to 20 years for us to you knew we had to pay to vote for a decade, and probably longer than that. After the Civil Rights Act, mind you, white people could go and vote for free, like the elections is now. Don't cost you anything, but we had to actually pay to vote. People, we haven't had rights as long as people want to pretend that we do. Now, a lot of progress has happened a little faster than you would think, but not enough. Nowhere close to enough. We still behind the 8 ball. After all the so-called progress we made. Listen, it took 10 years. 10 years. For all the progress that we have made in the last 50, you can say 60 years, whatever, right? Gone in 10 years because of these racist matters. 10 years, that's all it took. But, you know, let this racist tell you, black people supposed to be appreciated. We supposed to appreciate that they came to save us from Africa. First of all, let me just say this. A lot of my people on one side of my family, a lot of them come from Africa, right? A lot of my people was already here. That's how far my shit goes back, right? So this whole notion that we couldn't prosper without them is bullshit. And then number two, as time evolved, like in any population, right? everybody gets better, right? Like technology is getting better, like things get better. But if you still have the same ideology of fucking old bad behaviors, it can fuck progress up. And it don't take long to fuck some shit up. But the black dude gonna get in his ass. But like it's a mental illness that these people have. You cannot think like that. It's nowhere possible a sane person thinks this way. That black people should be thankful or appreciate racist white people enslaving our people and discriminated against us for hundreds of years. Still to this day. And somehow we're supposed to be grateful? Okay, let's move on.
The nation that burned our cities to the ground every time we tried to like build cities up for ourselves. Every time we tried to build our bootstraps up, burned us down.
And let me just say this: it just wasn't Black Wall Street they burned down. We had plenty of communities around the country that we was building, and they came and somehow, some way. A lot of times it wasn't even physical. Sometimes they would come in that motherfucker, bamboozle some of the black folks to give up their land, or they just steal the land. They just take the goddamn land. Like, okay, let's move on. Let's go back a little bit.
You're talking about
You mean the rioters that burned the cities to the ground?
The nation that burned our cities to the ground every time we tried to like build cities up for ourselves. Every time we tried to build our bootstraps up, burned us down like Tulsa, Oklahoma, bulldozed over our homes like they did in Central Park. That nation, the nation that put redlining laws into place for us.
And let me say this too. The only way black people could build some shit like that again is that we have to go rogue. Like, we really genuinely have to go rogue. We almost had to do some Colin Kaepernick shit. Of like, look, fuck all that. I'll sacrifice whatever little liking I got with white folks in a way and say, look, we got to build our own shit. Black owned, everybody here. All black people. Only black people can buy this shit. We almost then got discriminated in a way to do that shit now. Right? The thing about that is too, white people succeed because of banks, right? Loans and shit like that. They get a handout in a way. It's damn near impossible for black people to get loans. Believe it or not. Listen, you can go to the poorest white community and they can get loans to start a business up. Literally. But you can't get that shit in the black poor community. You can't get that. They will not give you that shit because the systemic of it is black people can't be trusted. That's number one. Number two, then they really look at shit, how you gonna pay for shit. White people, they're not really doing that with them. Number one, they out the gate trusting. Right? Because they familiar with, it's a skin thing. And like I said, black people to do another Black Wall Street or some type of community like that again, we damn near really would have to discriminate against others. In a way. Like, it was easier for us to kind of do that back in the day because we kind of didn't have a choice and white people didn't want us around them anyway. But at this point, white people, a lot of racist ass white people are like, they infatuated with black people. Always been, but it's even worse now. So if black people went off and did some shit like that again, it'd be their mission. It'll be their mission. Matter of fact, I put it this way. So to make the shit sound like give you more of the shit making sense. right? Do y'all remember when the white dude, I don't know if it was Mississippi, it was one of them fucking states, Arkansas, it was one of them, where the white dude was saying he gonna buy up land and shit like that, make their own community, only whites, only shit. And it got backlash, right? But it didn't get backlash from black people. If you ever noticed that, we spoke about it, but we didn't like lose our damn mind about it. Like, okay, fuck, they want to do a white only town or whatever the fuck, I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't go there anyway. Like if a motherfucker tell me, hey, blacks ain't allowed here. They don't want blacks, they only want white people to come live in this community. Why would I want to come and even take you to court on that? Like you get what I mean? Like, why would I even think that's, like, it's discrimination, is racist, but why would you think I want to be around motherfuckers like you? It ain't nothing there that I would want to be around. But we didn't make a big fuss about it. We didn't give a fuck. We said to each his own. We see how long that shit lasts. You can't live without niggas. You damn sure can't live without immigrants. So we see how long that lasts. See how many of them white people gonna want to sit out there in the hot sun and pick their own fucking fruit and vegetables. We'll see how long that lasts. First of all, even the high, the bougie ass racist white people, they listen. Our society has made us a little lazy. Okay, white people ain't getting out there picking no goddamn fruits and vegetables and shit unless they live on a farm. And then after a while, they start getting immigrants, nigga. Come on now, just stop this shit. But my whole point is, we didn't make a big deal about it. But if we was to do some shit like that, we would say some shit like that. And we would say, look, we black-owned businesses, and look, and we got the money to do it. Just people, it ain't about, listen, at this point, it ain't really about the money. Because all we really kind of need is about 2 or 3 billionaires. That's all we need. Okay? We don't necessarily have to buy from America either to get products. We can get our shit from overseas. So it'll be very easy for us to do that, but it'd be hard for us to do it because of racist white people. Because of their racism and their bigotry and their jealousy and their obsession with black folks. They can't see black people. We had our own shit and we was just living good. We didn't give a fuck about none of that bullshit they talking about. And we was doing us. Well, what they doing over there? Why they so happy? They couldn't stand that. They couldn't stand it. That's why I get a kick out of racist white people when they tell me they kind of don't want our people to be around. We don't want to be around you motherfuckers. And you keep bringing us up like we're holding you back. No. You getting fucked over because of how you vote and how you still think about other races of people. It got nothing to do with the rest of us. It got something to do with you, stupid motherfucker. You used to everything handed to you. And even the white people that you keep voting for have a disdain for poor white people. Okay, go. But people, that's why we couldn't do no shit like that. Because we damn near would have to discriminate. But then at the same time, I don't think that we would do that. But it'll be 95% of us in our community. We probably let a little sprinkle here and there come because we fuck with white people, we fuck with some Mexicans, we fuck with other minority groups. As long as you riding with us, you want outside. But other than that, you can't come over this bitch. But I think we should have our guards up with any people because that's how they infiltrate our our leaders. That's how they did all our leaders. They had somebody infiltrated. So that's why I said we would have to discriminate, because I wouldn't trust white people. I wouldn't, and you could be good white folks. I wouldn't trust other minority groups. I couldn't trust you, because over and over again, history always repeats itself, and it ain't showed me no difference. That people, it can't happen again. So yeah, we had to discriminate, and like I said, the obsession that racist white people have with black people, they wouldn't want us to do it. They be out this bitch doing all types of crazy shit. But anyway, let's move on.
Being fucking 1930 and 1970, that nation, the nation that kills us at a higher rate than you guys, that nation, that's the nation that is propping us up so vehemently. The nation that still has inequities in all sectors, education, policing, medical, that nation. We should just be kissing the feet of the white man is what I should be doing. Thank you, Master White Man.
Nope.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, Master. This stupid
and listen, and that's what people like him think. That's why a part of me didn't really listen. Let me just say this. It's already a deal breaker for me when white people, I don't give a fuck who you are, but mainly if it's a white person. If a white person start trying to compare what happened with the George Floyd protests to January 6th, you already lose me at that point. I already know what you want. You want some bullshit. You want some bullshit. So, I just, listen, my honest opinion, I don't know why people even sit down with Trump supporters and try to even like have them call in and hear their point of view. For what? All they're going to do is say the same old talking points that Donald Trump has been saying. At this point, they believe this shit, they say. They're in a cult. It's like listen, there's no disrespect to religious people, but if you listen to the religious people, it's just a cult. Every time you hear them talk, it's the same shit, same talking point. And it's almost like some self-righteous shit. Like they genuinely think they're better than people. And anybody goes against their cult shit, you're not worthy. You're not worthy. So, I get self-righteous too. Stay the fuck away from me and you stupid. And that's all I have to say about that. Like, real talk. Like, I'm not sitting there arguing with you. For what? You dumb. We in 2026 and these motherfuckers are still talking about this crazy ass, like, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I think a part of me a little shocked that we in 2026 and racist people still feel like they got a voice. And I'm wondering, to the white folks that's supposed to be good white people, and some of these motherfuckers are your family members, why y'all not silencing them and going against them? Why gotta be people that look like me that gotta silence these people or tell them they ain't shit? You should be telling them they ain't shit. Listen, this is a prime example of why black people ain't taking their black asses out there and marching for nothing right now. That's why black people ain't out there. Because we're sick and tired of motherfuckers, white folks, other minority groups, telling us we over-exaggerating, we're going too far with it, and all this other shit. And then now the shit has hit the fan. You got a shown enough racist administration, a whole racist party controlling the country, and they fucking shit up. Just like we warned y'all, we told y'all how cruel they are, how they really are at their core. We know this shit because we lived it. And now everybody crying, where the black people at? Black people ain't coming out that bit. Let's move on, people.
Hey man, this, okay,
Dumbest shit I've ever
so I'll
heard.
be honest, this is part of the behavior
Oh, this is part of the behavior. I
You're
don't
doing
give a
your.
fuck. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, I don't
Thanks
care.
for being open.
See, he said this is part of the behavior. What he means by that, when you're telling the truth about history and exactly who he is and how he's been raised, he doesn't like. Listen, the one thing about racist white people, they do not like really like. Now the extreme racists, they are okay with slavery. They don't mind saying, yeah, we enslaved you motherfuckers. Like the real blatant racist motherfuckers, like them extreme motherfuckers, because it's three types of the motherfuckers, right? It's the motherfuckers that really believe that shit. And they really down for it. They willing to kill all that shit. They the extreme racists. They believe everything. They believe slavery was necessary. Yeah. You got people like him that's racist and trying to play like he's not racist, right? But still saying racist shit, right? They them motherfuckers that can go to both sides, right? The other side of that is the motherfuckers that's in the closet. They in the closet racist. They try not to show it. They try not to get caught. But behind the scenes, they doing a lot of racist shit, saying a lot of racist shit. But they publicly, they don't want nobody to know they racist. So, but the motherfuckers in between that I'm talking about, which is him, they like to play both sides. But they get fucked up because they want to still be liked by both and accepted. So it like I said, he started out okay, but I told you, well, not okay, but he started out like he wanted to really have a conversation. But you seen where that shit was leading, where he was going to get racist because he couldn't help himself. But anyway, let's move on. Go back a little bit.
Massa. This stupidest
Hey
shit.
man, this, okay,
Dumbest shit I've ever
so I'll
heard.
be honest, this is part of the behavior
Oh, this is part of the behavior. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, I don't
Thanks
care.
for being openly
God
racist. That
damn.
makes it a little bit easier to talk to you.
Eat my goddamn
Well,
asshole for all I give a fuck.
you
Here,
know,
Ben,
you know,
let's make it real
I'm
quick.
not an athlete here personally.
I
I'm
don't
not an athlete.
care, Ben. I don't care, Ben. One question. Do you believe
I think it might be
systemic
something.
racism exists?
And that's why I say he's like a in between motherfuckers. He's starting to catch himself like, damn, him being a little racist. I need to still try to hide it a little bit. Because I guarantee you, by him doing that, because he don't want society to really kind of know that you're racist, but he thinks it's acceptable now because of Trump and Meghan. So he's kind of emboldened, but society is teaching these motherfuckers a lesson too. Like, you only can be racist if you got power. If you don't got no power, your racism really don't matter. But they got the power to be racist. That's why you see a lot of these openly racist white people. They don't give a fuck at this point. They just in the stores calling people, black people, niggas. Like, you couldn't use another word to describe how angry you was at this black person. No, you seen a nigga. And you always been. That's why it's so easy for them to say it. But he's trying to hide. I'm not, not trying to be racist. Yeah, you are, bro. Yeah, you are. When you say, first of all, when you say to a black person, this is how you people are. That's racist right there, bro. I'm not like every black person. I don't live every lifestyle of every black person in America. So you can't tell me how we all are, because that's bullshit. That's like me saying, well, if that's why I said racist white people tell me that, then I say that's why all y'all people like that. Or like what? A bunch of fucking heathens. A bunch of fucking rapists and murderers. Just like your ancestors, all of y'all like that. Because listen, I'll probably snap and probably smack shit out somebody call me a motherfucker rapist or a pedophile or some shit like that. Like, literally, like, seriously. Like, nigga, that's something like it's up there top three, the worst shit you could ever say or call me. I don't give a fuck who it is. But I'll probably shoot you over some shit like that. Because just putting that stain or that type of atmosphere, you get what I mean? Like, put that on somebody like that, on a jacket. Like, nah, bro. Like, that's the worst shit. A pedophile or a rapist? Nah. Listen, I put it this way. I'd rather you call me a nigga than to call me a pedophile. Either one to get you fucked up, but I'm just saying, but if you ask me to pick, you could call me a nigga all day. But to call me a pedophile or a rapist, nah, nigga. Nah. Mm-mm. Shout out to my brother LT in the building. What up, LT? Nah, I listen, I prefer you to call me a nigger than to call me a pedophile or a rapist. No. Because at least I know a part of why you calling me a nigga is because you ignorant and stupid as fuck. Right? And you was raised to be you was raised to be this way. But for you to call me a pedophile or rapist or some shit like that, I don't know why you saying that. Like, that shit, come on, man. You telling me I took something from somebody. I literally took somebody's humanity away. You get what I mean? Like, it's much different than somebody calling you that, man. That's why the stain of that, I said that shit a couple shows ago. I said that's why that stigma stayed around Kobe. Because even though we know he ain't do it, and a lot of people know he ain't do it, it's still ignorant ass people out here think that he still did it. He just got away with it because he was rich. No. Listen, listen. Let me say this. It's very rare, right? It's very rare, right? That people that got like famous status, right? Or they rich. It's very rare that they rape people. Or you get what I mean? That's like a little small percentage. I say it's a 5% percentage that happens. But that's still small compared to 95% of people that are famous and rich. Like, if I'm famous and rich, I ain't gotta take no pussy. Fuck, I'm taking pussy for. Now, I may not can fuck the chick that I want to fuck because I'm famous and rich, but I can fuck a chick that's close to looking like that or close to that to fuck. Even if I got to pay for it. So it ain't no fucking way that a motherfucker like me, if I'm rich and famous like that I got to take pussy. That's why, I tell people this shit. I don't think Diddy raped nobody. Right? I honestly, my honest opinion. Listen, Diddy's a horrible human being. He's a woman beater. That's a stain on itself. But to call a man a rapist, he took them, you know what I mean? He was drugging motherfuckers and shit. Listen, let me just say this, and I want to be very, very clear about this. It's wrong for people to drug champagne or whatever they do without letting people know what's in it. I get that part. But listen, I don't know what people be on or what fucking universe y'all live in, but for long as I knew, when you go to them Hollywood parties like that, nigga, that's what they do. Right or wrong. But that's what they do. They get high and do freaky shit. Diddy ain't no difference. I told y'all, there was only 2 reasons that Diddy is in jail right now. One, the main reason is because he was fucking with them billionaire people. Was that Revolt people, the people that own that liquor or whatever he's partnered with, and he started calling them racist because they wouldn't let him own a lot more than what he was owning or whatever, right? And he got and they had certain dirt on him. And they used that shit against him. Okay? So that's the only reason Diddy is in jail. That's number one reason. The second is because of the Cassie shit. Mind you, that comes from them rich billionaires. They knew that video existed. That video was like damn near almost 10 years late. 10 years old. And it just all of a sudden popped up now? Come on, man. Use your brain. But that's the only reason Diddy in jail. But to say the man is a fucking, he was drugging people to take advantage of him and shit like that, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Now, if a lot of men came out and said that, then that's probably more believable to me. But a lot of the women, no. This ain't a Bill Cosby thing. You know, you go to Diddy party, nigga, it's gonna be drugs. Okay? I mean, we can debate if it's right or wrong, motherfucker. Spike drinks or whatever. We can debate that. But the overall thing, nigga, you know when you go to a party. You ever notice when people throw gatherings, they throw parties and shit like that? You really have to trust that motherfucker that throwing the party, right? To drink their shit. Unless you see them open the bottle. Them motherfuckers gotta crack the seal on that motherfucker to see it. Like, really talk, real talk. Usually you bring your own shit. Unless you desperate, ain't got no money, then you may go there and just drink whatever. But that's ignorant shit there. That's almost not being responsible. Shit happens at parties, people. I'm just telling y'all that now. You got creeps and predators at parties, and you don't know. I don't give a fuck if it's a Diddy party or not. You don't know who the fuck in these parties, bro. And it's Hollywood. It's that, not Hollywood. Hollyweird. That's Hollyweird, people. Come on now. See, it was a different from Diddy freak-offs to his the Diddy parties. That's why I wouldn't say that Diddy was like a pedophile, no shit like that. He was a rapist, because his freak-offs was with the chicks that he was fucking with. That he would do a lot of that shit with bringing in escorts and shit. That's the Diddy parties. That's the freak-offs. But the Diddy parties and shit, that shit was normal fucking Hollyweird shit. All of them do it. This ain't got caught. They all got dirt on their name. They all got dirty sheets, and they all of them ain't got outed. You notice ain't nobody got outed yet in that Diddy shit? Trying to tell y'all, man. See, some of this shit you gotta use common sense on. Right? Like people was talking about how they felt like Diddy was gay and all this other shit. A lot of us that's from the community, the black community, we kind of been knew this shit already about Diddy. So it ain't nothing new. We already knew this shit. How bad of a businessman he was and how he treated artists. Like, we knew this shit already. There wasn't nothing new to us. Now all of a sudden we in this new time. Everybody, oh my God, can't believe this. We got to throw a Diddy documentary. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. We already do this shit. Real motherfuckers know what I'm talking about, but you know, we can still try to play like we appalled of Diddy. Like, get the fuck out of here. We been new. Just like niggas know about R. Kelly nasty ass. Same shit. Same shit. Let's move on.
Here,
You know,
Ben,
you know,
let's make it real
I'm
quick.
not,
One
I'm not
second,
an
one question,
leader
real quick.
personally.
I
I'm
don't
not an leader.
care, Ben. I don't care, Ben. One question. Do you believe
I assume there
systemic
might be
racism
something.
exists? Ben, do you think systemic racism exists? Yes or no?
Man, I think it's hard to prove in this nation in this day and age.
It's not. You want to bet? I can prove it in.
And that's how stupid and ignorant he is. He said it's kind of hard to prove it in this time in the nation that we in. Are you fucking kidding me? First of all, let's just put black people to the side. Okay? If discrimination and systemic racism doesn't exist, then why did the Supreme Court said it was okay for ICE agents to literally racial profile anybody that looked foreign? In itself, right there, systemic racism and racism and discrimination. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? But see, this is what I'm saying. You can't have real rational conversations with stupid people. But anyway, let the brother cook his ass real quick.
Exists. Ben, do you think systemic racism exists? Yes or no?
Man, I think it's hard to prove in this nation in this day and age.
It's not. You want to bet? I can prove it in 10 seconds. You want to bet?
Well, what do you want to bet on?
I'll bet $100 at it.
Okay, let's go to, I don't got $100, but I bet you if I did.
Oh, I bet you don't. I bet you don't. Because you sound like a poor, broke down ass white boy that ain't got shit. And then mind you, this is the bad part about reverse racism that they try to do. They poor and mad at everybody else that don't look like them, or side with people that look like them that side with us. They mad at those people. But they ain't mad at the people that they continue to go out here and support and defend and vote for. That's taking their money. Or making sure that they don't progress. But he ain't got $100 to bet. He ain't got $100. But he out here talking real gangster about black people. I tell you this shit. I know some people in the hood right now that he probably think that's got $100 in their pocket. Forever, however reason they got the $100, they got that bitch, and he ain't got $100. And people listen, it's not really about the money. It's about the audacity of this dude speaking the way he speaks to black people like we're the disgrace. But you don't have $100 to even do a bet. But you so for sure that it's the black community that why systemic racism doesn't matter to us. Like it's hard for you to imagine that. But you ain't got $100. You ain't got $100. Not in this day and time. I'm gonna use this word. Not in this day and time. He should have $100 to bet. Since his race is so more superior, and our race should bow down and kiss the knee of his race because they help us somehow progress to be great. How is it that the same people that you criticizing got $100 in it? A lot of us got $100 in our pocket, but you don't. How is it that y'all don't got shit, but we do? right? The people that you talk about and disrespect, they got something, but you don't. They listen, the black people I know that's very successful, right? And they doing it the legal way, the honesty way. They had to work 10 times harder to get where they are. I don't give a fuck what occupation it is. But you are a lot of these racist white people, they are like, they are mediocre people. They're mediocre. They literally can't do shit. They don't know how to do shit. Honestly. It's white privilege. The reason they don't know how to do a lot of shit, they bitch and complain because they don't get the opportunities because they always been handed it to them. And so when they got to work for it, they got to not even just work for it, compete. When they just got to compete with other races of people and they don't win and they're not winning, that's where the hate comes in at. Because they've been used to being handed opportunities without working hard. I ain't saying some white people don't work hard. I'm just saying they don't work hard as black people. They don't have to be 10 times, they don't have to work 10 times harder than a lot of us. They just really don't. Not a lot of them. There's some that work hard for where they get. I give white people props for that. But a lot of them don't work hard at all. They get opportunities because of the color of their skin. They know how to work. They know that if I got a white friend there, that white friend gonna give me that position. Even though I'm not as qualified as the black dude that probably was already there putting in that work 10 times more than the motherfucker that hired him. The dude that probably was supposed to get the position probably knows how to do the job of the white motherfucker that's interviewing them for this certain position. He probably works harder than the dude. Listen, people, I have seen this shit. So I know that this shit exists. You didn't got to give me no data. Even though I know the data, but you don't got to give me no data. I witnessed this shit. I literally had a white boy, right? When I was working for the school doing custodian, literally had a white dude came in there. And this is why I did what I did. I left and shit, right? Mind you, the dude was way younger than I was, fresh out of high school, some shit, maybe about a year or two, maybe 3. Mediocre, right? Didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Probably was maybe a custodian for maybe about a year, maybe. And still didn't know what he was doing. Now, mind you, I've been in the shit for a minute. I got my mentor, God rest his soul, my mentor, right? He passed away. He was a chief custodian. He was training me to take over his position. Everybody wanted me to take the chief position. I didn't want that shit. Right? Because I know the politics that come with that shit. And the one thing I don't like is politics in the workplace. I don't like that shit. And I like to allow people to run their own shit. Like you run your school. As long as your school ain't, if your school fucking up, I get that. But if you can run your school effectively, don't tell me we got to go by the book on a lot of this shit. No, we don't. The work is getting done. Now, I got groomed for the shit. Mind you, it was a white lady as well. She was older. And she been working as long as I had. Probably longer. And they skipped over me and her to give this dude the position. Mind you, we come to find out this motherfucker, we did a background check on this motherfucker. I think he was like maybe 2 years out of high school, maybe worked 1 year in custodian. And I think his mom was somebody higher up. And that's how he got that position. And then, okay, that's fucked up. We get that. Then, mind you, we still like, all right, we're going to rock with you. Like, what we going to hate for? We upset about the situation. I didn't want the position. I was temporarily kind of doing what I was doing. Me and her was kind of taking over because we didn't have a chief at the time. So I was temporarily doing what I was doing, temporary chief or whatever. But I pushed for her to get the job. Number one, because it was seniority. I just thought that seniority-wise, she was qualified. And at the same time, I thought it would be easier to work under her. Right? Because she know the building, she know everybody. You get what I mean? Like some people might not like her because they feel like she like my OCD, I was fine with her to a certain extent, but I was really fine with her a lot because she had OCD in a way, right? She wanted shit a certain type of way, and I was okay with that because it made sense, right? So I pushed for her. I didn't even really push for me. But damn, if she didn't get it, I at least should have got it. Right? This dude come in, we accept it, we'll let it go, we move on. The dude got so upset because everybody was, my personality is big, bro, so I get it. It could be a turn off in a way. But this motherfucker got the line talking about I threatened him one day because I checked him about, it was about something like if he had said something and I didn't catch it right. I didn't catch it right away. And I thought about what the fuck he said to me. And then I pulled him to the side and I checked him. No, actually, no. No, he said it in the moment and I checked his ass. I said, hey, hold on, man. I said, number one, don't talk to me like that. I said, number two, I said, let's talk about this shit. Let's break this down. And we talked going, it was something that happened, they delivered whatever. And it was delivering supplies or whatever, and something went wrong. But I checked him and I was right about the shit. But it was the way he said it to me. And so I had to check him right there in the moment. And he got upset. And from that point on, he was lying on me, talking about I threatened him. Going around, talking about he felt threatened about me. No, what it was, motherfucker, all the people that work that's in my position, we worked under him, all of them respected me because, like I said, I don't move like a follower. I move like a leader. But I don't mind working with a leader that's in a position to make sure shit run the way it's supposed to run. But you're not going to talk down to me like I'm nobody. When I know, number one, I'm much older than you and I got way more experience than you, literally. And you're not going to talk down to me like you know what the fuck you doing. We're trying to explain to you this is how that shit should go. Instead of you listening to that, you want to come in and bring some bullshit from some politics shit from up top. The fuck out of here. That's not how that works. And that's how politics are in corporations, like or any occupation. They do that. They bring their own people in because they want the pecking order to be everybody is submissive. Nobody questions the power. Nobody questions the motherfucking power that's running shit wrong or mistreating people. So we wasn't having that shit. Well, I know I wasn't. And I had to check his ass. And motherfucker lied, talk about threatening him. I never threatened the dude, but I said, first of all, if I threaten you, it'll be a whole bunch of people saying that I threaten you. I just told you can't talk to me like that. And it was the way he said that shit, and I ain't like that. And he was talking like real. It wasn't just me that he said that shit to. He said it to everybody. And I was like, hold on, bro. Like everybody here is old, way older than you. And you got a nerve to talk to us in that type of, man, I'm like, hold on, bro. You ain't talking to me like that. Matter of fact, you ain't talking to all of us like that. I'm that type of motherfucker. So I wind up telling you can't talk to us like that, bro. You can't do that. We understand your position. We get that, but you ain't gonna talk to us like that. We know how this shit runs, and if we give you suggestions, you can take it or whatever. But like I'm saying, but you ain't gonna talk to us any kind of way. But I watched that shit literally happen. That this white dude got a job over a white woman and a black dude that had way more experience than him. They literally did that. I seen that shit. So when these white dudes be coming out here talking about we can't get these positions, no, motherfuckers ain't hiring people that ain't got no experiences. And like I said, I sat down with real people that run businesses and people that manage businesses and shit, like managers and supervisors. They always say they hire people or managers or whoever that makes the workers feel like they're important. And when you got some of these unexperienced white dudes coming in there and they don't know what the fuck they doing, and then they start talking real grimy out their mouth to them employees and shit like that, that shit, that's why they don't hire a lot of white people, like a lot of white men. Honestly, I'm just being very honest about it. I've been around it. I've seen it. I seen how rude white men are. They rude as fuck. They almost like, a lot of them feel like they entitled. Even over their own people that's white. White women, they treat white women like shit. I seen white women in that bitch sleeping their way to the top. White women. Get talked to, disrespected. Shit was crazy, man. That's why I said the corporate world, believe it or not, y'all think that the other side, living the legal life, is somewhat like the same behaviors from the street exist in the corporate world, but it's probably worse because there's a lot of politics and shit going on behind the scenes. Honestly. But let's move on.
You want to bet? I can prove it in 10 seconds. You want to bet?
Well, what do you want to bet on?
I'll bet $100 that
Okay, let's go. I don't got $100, but I bet you if I did.
I'll bet you $10 that it's a spin.
Hey, if I had somebody to bet you, I'd bet you $10.
Great. Let's prove you wrong. Stanford.
He said even better than $10, and then he says if I had some money, that lets you know how fucking stupid. Never mind. Let's move on. I'd have hung the phone up on him. But anyway, let's move on.
They did a study. They analyzed 90 million traffic stops in the United States. 90 million of them across the continental United States. They found that when the sun is out, Black people get pulled over at a rate 16 times higher than white people. This is adjusting for tickets, adjusting for type of car, adjusting for weather, adjusting for every factor they could adjust for. Then they found out that when it's dark...
No, and hold on. The other part of that statistic that he's not speaking about, mind you, a lot of them communities, Black people shouldn't be there, right? That's part of it, right? They're in white communities. And at the same time, what they don't tell you is a lot of these white officers that got their racist biases and shit, they're in Black communities. They're in Black communities. Like, why the fuck you ain't working in your own community? But listen, don't tell me it ain't a bunch of Black people that wouldn't want to be cops and protect and serve their own community. That's bullshit. The reason that if you don't see a lot of Black cops in the Black community, a lot of the times, right, is mainly because that and they can't recruit Black cops. It's because a lot of those, when they was young, the police was discriminating against them. So they have this, you can call it a bias if you want to, but I call it a justified bias that we would have. Who the fuck would want to be a cop? You don't trust the system. So why would I think I would go in there and I can make a difference? And you got to think about the culture too. The culture, regardless, they try to blame it on rap. It's not that. Listen, this disdain that we have for the police goes back to our ancestors. They created the police that y'all see now from the slave trade. Like, literally. So the system was basically built to contain and control black people. And it's the same shit now. So our animosity towards the police goes back hundreds of years. It was called slave patrols back then. And they reformed to the KKK and all types of shit. So that's why you don't see a lot of black people in the black community wanting to be cops to protect and serve their community. They don't trust the fucking system. Because the system was not created equally. It was created to patrol us and keep us contained and racially profiled and hang us and kill us. Like real shit. So when white people like, you don't want law enforcement, that nobody's saying that. We saying we don't want these motherfuckers here. And we need to validate them as a community. You just can't be like, oh, they can be cops because of a policy that you got. No, first of all, we need to be a part of that policy, especially in our culture. In our community. You just can't be a white police officer to be in our community. You don't understand the community. You just think the community is just corrupt and fucked up. Listen, there might be elder people in the community doing drugs. You don't treat them like they criminals. I don't give a fuck what the law says. Listen, they do drugs. What threat do they ask? If you know any like strung out a person that's on drugs, what harm do they really do? Especially if they older, what, they gonna steal some shit? Okay. Fuck out of here, man. Listen, y'all think about this, right? In this country, we have more prisons and jails than we have rehab centers. Do you know about, regardless of what race they are, right? 95, no, I don't say 95. Yeah, about 95, yeah, I'm trying to think of the quote. I think it's like 95% of the people that is in prison was on some type of narcotics. Even in the crimes they committed, they was high. They was on something. But they throw those people in the jails and make them even more fucked up. You know you can do drugs in jail too, right? People get high in jails. The system is all corrupt. But instead of you saying, look, you go to rehab for these drugs. Then you think about it, right? The drug dealers. Listen, a lot of drug dealers that's in jail haven't committed violent crimes like that. A lot of the big motherfuckers, they didn't. Now I can see that you order certain shit. I get that part. But a lot of the motherfucking drug dealers and shit, the little motherfuckers, lot of them ain't commit violence. They in there for jail. I mean, they're in there for drugs. They're not in there for violent crimes. Not a lot of them. Listen, I believe that's one of my regrets of selling dope. But because you poison in your community and shit like that, I get that. But a lot of motherfuckers sold drugs to survive. A lot of people sold drugs to survive. People are not out that bitch just. Nobody wants to go sell drugs unless. Listen, it's a little small percentage of motherfuckers that's borderline psychopaths that's in the streets, that's straight up killers, and they just like they like the rush of trouble. They like the rush of of that shit. It's a small percentage of that. But a lot of people that does that shit, sell drugs and shit, they don't want to be the fuck out of there, man. And listen, it's just like being famous. You making so much money in the street. You damn near famous in a way. Motherfuckers know who you are. And that shit can be addictive. It's like being famous. Same shit. You making money, you got fame, athlete, whatever. This shit is the same. Selling dope brings fame in the community. I don't fuck where you sell dope. I don't give a fuck what drugs you selling. It doesn't matter. It brings a certain thing of acknowledgement. People know who you are. And motherfuckers get addicted to that. Honestly. Think about a motherfucker, these motherfuckers that be working on Wall Street. They're making all the money in the world, but they famous for making money. It's addictive. They know they out there doing some criminal shit, and that shit is addictive. You get addicted to that shit. And listen, I'm going to tell y'all something too, what nobody would ever say, but I'll be real about it. Right? When you're getting away with shit, regardless if it's immoral or against the law or whatever it may be, if you can get, as a human being, I don't give a fuck who you are, right? If you can get away with some shit, you will consistently do it if you don't see any consequences for that. You think these Wall Street motherfuckers didn't think like, yeah, this shit wrong, man. I should be doing this shit. You don't think they thought that? They probably thought it. These crooks, motherfuckers taking advantage of people, they thought it, but they was getting away with it. And people sitting there acting like this shit ain't, listen, doing bad shit is addictive, especially if you're winning. Especially if you can get away with it. You will do bad shit. It's like stupid people in the chat. This stupid motherfucker, he keep coming. This shit makes him feel good. Because then when he goes back to his buddies, he said, look what I said to this thing. It makes him feel good. Even though it's bad. Even though it's fucked up shit he doing. It makes him feel good. It's addictive. He addicted to being a horrible human being. This shit is easy, people. This shit is evil. It's evil and it's disturbing, but bad shit, saying bad shit, horrible shit, trying to hurt people can be addictive when you're getting praised by it. And there's no consequences for it. I learned that shit in the streets. That's why I don't move around with street dudes anymore. I don't. Don't mean I don't holler at niggas be trying to see how the good they are, trying to, help them out, whatever. But I don't hang around street niggas. I get why people do it. I get listen, psychologically, I get it. But some niggas just be addicted to that shit. Some people just addicted to crime. Some people are addicted, and it's not even just the crime, it's the fame that come with that shit. It's the acknowledgement that people give you for doing doing bad shit. And the bad behavior that comes with that shit. It's bad. It's fucked up. But people would get addicted to it. And like we want to shit on them. But it's like the Diddy shit. Nobody checked this nigga. And so he roam around. It's like the Epstein, all of them. Nobody checked them. Nobody checked these motherfuckers for being horrible individuals. Nobody checked them. They got rewarded for it. They got rewarded for that shit. And everybody sitting around, oh, Epstein was this horrible person. Nigga, if he got checked years ago, maybe he could have changed his life. Same thing with Diddy. Harvey Weinstein. All these motherfuckers. R. Kelly. Nobody checked these niggas. I get more fame to be horrible. I get it more acknowledgement. That shit is like, you got to be addicted to that. You got to be addicted to bad behavior. This is what I mean. We all make mistakes. We all make bad decisions and shit like that. I get that. But you have to be aware and recognize when you fuck up. And be open with, have people around you that can check you and be like, yeah, you on some bullshit. But a lot of people don't surround themselves with people like that. I had a homeboy, he told me one time, he said, I'm going to tell you about some shit I'm going through. You always tell me to look at it. You always come to me on the opposite side of that. And that's because I don't want to be no yes man to you. You my man. I get where you coming from. I feel you. But nigga, do you understand that it could be a different perspective to that? And that's why a lot of my homies and shit I ain't cool with no more. That I was cool with, a lot of them don't fuck with me no more. Because it's like, nigga, you just can't tell me shit and don't look at it from the opposite side of that. I hear where you come from. I get where you coming from. Do you understand the opposite side of that? Is anybody around you telling you, you have anybody around you to get you to understand, like, nigga, listen to this side. But that's why a lot of my homies don't fuck with me and talk to me like that, because they know better. I'm not going to sit there and agree with you on some shit that I know you on some bullshit about. And the reason I do that to them, not just because it's the moral thing to do, the right thing to do, is because I want them to do it to me. I'm not saying and doing some shit that I don't want you to do to me. But people don't think like that. People just think, oh, you just trying to, no, nigga, ain't nobody coming at you, bro. If I'm fucked up and I'm doing some fuck shit, I want you to check me. Or get me to look at it from the, opposite side of that. Or what I'm talking about, how I'm feeling. Because I could be wrong. But if you don't surround yourself with people like that, and people disregard you and don't want to fuck with you because of that, then they ain't the people that you want to fuck with. This is real talk. And that's why you got a lot of people obsessed with fame and wanting to be liked and all this other goofy shit going on in society. That's why you see people on the internet and chats and shit saying goofy shit because it makes them feel better, but there's nobody around them to check them. Like, you know that shit is wrong what you just said. You know that shit is racist, that's bigoted, or whatever. Nobody's around them that can tell them, hey man, this shit's some bullshit. And like I said, we don't live in real reality. Well, they don't live in real reality to where the point that where they think just because people think just because they have an opinion about something, it makes sense. No, not necessary. Not necessary. Doesn't make you right. But let's move on.
People. This is adjusting for tickets, adjusting for type of car, adjusting for weather, adjusting for every factor they could adjust for. Then they found out that when it's dark at that same time and the police officer can no longer see the color of the skin of the person driving, that the pullover rates start to even out. Why would cops pull over black people more when they can see them?
But and let me say this too, right? You got the stupid motherfucker in the chat, right? Listen, let me say this. Talking about, check myself. And this is the last time I'm responding to you. Listen, first of all, I tell people this all the time. You can't say shit to me that don't make sense. Right? I don't give a fuck who you are. I listen to a lot of people. That's why I think differently. That's why I move differently. I listen to a lot of people. But I'm not going to listen to people that, number one, morally, if you ain't on my level of on a moral tip, I'm not listening to you. Second of all, you just can't tell me shit because you feel that way. This show is called OBF, the network, but the shit really stands for opinion but facts. So you just can't say some shit. Just having a fucking opinion and your facts don't line up with your fucking opinion in a way. Ain't about just feeling shit. I feel a lot of way, but I don't react to it. I don't live my life because I feel a certain type of way. It's the way I live my life. I feel a certain type of way I should live my life. But this shit don't add up to live my life that way. So I don't live that way. Because facts goes against of my feelings or my opinion. So I don't get to do stupid shit like you get to do. Just get on the internet, get in chats, and tell people how bad they are, how to be disrespectful, and say all the stupid shit you say. I don't get to do that. Because morally, I don't get to do that. Number one, I'm too more important to other people than you are. So we just put that out there. We acknowledge that. You are irrelevant. Because like I said, I gave you plenty of opportunities to come on my show, show your face, and we can have a debate about stupid shit you say, and you choose not to. You hide behind the little picture that you put up. That might not even be your real picture of who you are. And then you get in the chat and you say stupid and horrible, inappropriate shit and then try to pretend pretend you ain't a racist or a bigot or whatever you may think that you not are. But you don't want to do that. So you can't tell me, oh, check yourself. No, the opposite of that. I'm right, you wrong, you ignorant, you stupid, and you dumb. You can chirp that, motherfucker. And I'm better than you. More intelligent than you, more smarter than you. Overall, I am. So don't come here and try to tell me that I don't do this and I don't do that. You just too scared to have a conversation with me because you know better. Because I will make you look stupid. See, in the chat, you can say all the stupid shit that you say, but face to face, to put your face out there like I do, I got the balls to do that. You don't. I gave you plenty of opportunities, and you still didn't want to do it. Because it'll make you look how you sound in the chat. If people seeing your face and seeing the shit, and literally hear the shit that you say with a face, hey, people around you may feel a little different about you. But at least I can admit my moral compass of shit, it make people around me don't want to fuck with me. And I get that. And I'm okay with that. But you ain't. That goes from friends to family members. I don't give hey man, I know I'm on the right side. But you ain't got the balls to do that. I'm not taking no motherfucking deal with you. You do it because you think you right. Don't try to bargain with me about no shit. This is what I mean. It's always some type of scheme that you need something out of it. I don't need to do shit for you. I asked you, did you want to do it? Do a debate. You chose not to. So stop coming in my fucking chat talking about whatever you're talking about, because at the end of the day, I gave you opportunity and we come to find out that you're a racist coward. It just is what it is. Okay? You don't even believe in your white power. You don't even believe in that. Because listen, I done seen real racist people stand on business. You ain't a real racist. You're a pretender. You might hate black people, but you kind of really obsessed with black people. You got this infatuation with black people. So get the fuck out of here. Stop talking in my chat, man. Seriously, go somewhere and you know, keep pretending that you ain't racist. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But anyway, let's move on.
That the pullover rates start to even out. Why would cops pull over black people more when they can see them?
Listen, I'm gonna say this. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I don't debate with ignorant people too, right? But if I really despise what you were saying and you challenged me to have an open debate, I would do it. Or if I didn't want to do it, I would stop commenting in your chat. I would go away. Because why would I keep watching some shit that offends me or I feel like it's a lie? That's how I know you obsessed. Are you obsessed with me or something? Ah, damn, hey. That's how it's coming off at this point. Motherfuckers he probably sitting there every time he said, oh, Kenny went live beating his dick. Like, oh, come on, bro. What you on? It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. Listen, you can prove how ignorant I am to do a debate, but you won't do it because you know that you want to hide your identity. So maybe wherever you work or wherever the fuck you may be, you know, nobody would know how ignorant and stupid and racist you are. So it's on you. I know you do, because it gets your dick hard. Just admit to everybody that you're homosexual. Just do that. Anyway, let's move on.
Because they're making a racial judgment call.
Oh, so
And I'm not saying that's right.
hold on, stop. So
I
across the
myself,
United States,
I
hold on, stop talking, please. So across the United States,
did.
cops across the United States consistently pull over black people more due to a racial bias that those cops have. That's what you're telling me?
I think that's very likely. But I think the
Okay.
source of
Yeah,
the
so this is what I mean. So he admits that's what they do. Very likely. It ain't very likely. It's what a lot of those cops do. Because the data shows that. Okay? Listen, I always tell people this. We're in 2026, people. We can be real. The racist white people want to be real. Why can't we as black people? Listen, I'm very biased when it comes to white people. Because of how a lot of their people are. Just being honest. If I can admit that, but that don't mean I go out. I wouldn't give a white person a job because I'm skeptical about white people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying befriending them or wanting to be around white people in that way. Like I'm very biased in that. I don't really want a whole bunch of white people hanging around me. I'm just being real honest. Sorry. And I don't know why black people want that. I don't know why black people be okay with that, nigga. I'd rather stay amongst my own. Because we got our issues, we got our problems, nigga, but at least I know what I'm getting with my people. I don't know what I'm getting with some of these white folks. Listen, and I'm going to be very honest about it. It's hard for me as a black person to trust white people. Very hard. And I believe that's what the racist white people wanted. They wanted black people to kind of not really want to like make this about a real. They wanted black people. Listen, they want black people to hate white people, like they hate black people. And I think that's what that is. I don't hate white people. I can't never hate anybody, but I am mad cautious of fucking with white folks. Not gonna lie about that. But shout out to my brother Talk in the building. What up, Talk? But yeah, man, I'm not very interested in having real relationships with white folks. And I don't know if they're good or bad. I just don't really want to. Like I said, I'm focused on my people. I don't really give a fuck about. I don't really care about their intentions. I really don't care if they're good or bad. I just don't really care at this point. And don't get me wrong, people. I don't feel good about what I'm saying and how I feel in a way, but I just feel like it's necessary for me and as our people to protect our sanity. Like I don't like us worrying about what the fuck they like. I don't really care, bro. I don't really care how you feel about me. Like if you good white people or not. Like I just don't really care at this point. I'm tired of our people being disrespected. And then we get it from other minority groups. And that shit is like, it's tiring, bro. Like, I don't really care. Like, go do what y'all gonna do, man. That's why you don't see black people. They still bring up black people in the shit. And we got nothing to do with why the country is falling apart. Nothing to do with it. Black people is minding their goddamn business. A lot of us. Minding our business. Going to work, doing what we doing. If a nigga's out there selling dope, whatever the fuck they doing. Nobody's worrying about this shit. We not caring. We talk about it because they keep, somehow we end up in this shit. Because their whole focus is to get to us. They want to rile us up so we get out there and burn some shit down. And then Trump bring out, he put out martial law. That's what all they waiting on. They waiting on black people to act a fool. And black people do not get them the satisfaction of it. We only got what? Maybe one more year of this shit, and shit will change. And all we need to focus on is getting our ass out there to vote. That's it. See, their whole program was to get black people to lose their damn mind. And black people didn't lose their mind. We lost health care. Okay? They cut SNAP, Social Security. They fucked that. They did everything. They thought black people was gonna lose their mind over all that shit. And then I was like, oh, and we're going to get rid of all the immigrants. We're going to get black people back to working in the fields. And that ain't work out for them. So now they going at the so-called black people allies, which is the white folks that's left-winging, and they're killing them and they're doing fucked up shit to them. And they think that black people going to get out there and lose their mind. No. See, black people, a lot of black people think like how I think. All the shit that you see, God rest these people soul. And God rest, and love to everybody, the white people that actually sincerely doing what they doing and marching and doing what they doing. It's love. I ain't got nothing but love for y'all. But this shit is necessary. The fucked up shit is necessary. So now motherfuckers understand when black people ain't involved, y'all ain't really got shit. Remember a lot of them immigrants, they were talking all that shit about black people. We ain't got no culture. Okay. Let's show them we ain't got no culture. See, because one of the things in our culture is, nigga, is that When we protest, we make an impact. You can call it rioting, burn shit down. You call it whatever you want to call it. But we make a motherfucking impact. Y'all don't. What impact y'all got? What impact? What y'all been doing? Nothing. No impact at all. Y'all been fucked up out here. And then you got a nerd. You're so fucked up out here. Then y'all motherfuckers make a TikTok, get on YouTube, whatever you get on social media platforms and come talking about black people. Oh, where the black people at? This is about y'all too. No, it's not. No, it's not. I think my brother LT said it was a black dude they hit. I get that. God rest that brother's soul. But this ain't got nothing to do with us. I keep telling y'all, I brought the statistics. I told you, they not in black neighborhoods like y'all think, bro. They're not in the hoods. They not going to go. Listen, ICE ain't going in them fucking gang banging neighborhoods, nigga. And if they go, first of all, why would they go in the black community? Ain't no immigrants there. Like literally, if majority black people there, then there's 70 to 80%. Let's just say that. Let's say it's a 1% of immigrants in the black community. Right? Okay, they're going to go fuck with them immigrants. They're not going to fuck with us. See, one thing about people in the black, we mind our business, nigga. And they thought that we wasn't going to mind our business. We was going to get out and do what we do for them. No. Check your people first. Sorry. Check your people. They thought a whole bunch of black people is on welfare. They come to find out it's more white people on welfare and immigrants. It ain't black people. Black people ain't on welfare like that. You cut SNAP, you cut all that shit. Okay, cool, nigga. That shit don't affect us like you think. We're not our ancestors. I don't know what y'all think. Y'all think. See, that's that racist shit. You think black people is all the same. You even think we like our ancestors. We different black folks. Everybody ain't on welfare, nigga. We gone, we work. We work bullshit jobs. And get mistreated. And we still work them. Fuck you talking about? We ain't on y'all shit. We ain't on no white people time. We ain't on. Listen, I need y'all to really understand this. All the minority groups and white folks. Y'all need to understand. Black Americans, we are not on y'all time right now. We're not on y'all time. Whatever the fuck is going on in the world right now, ain't got nothing to do with us. I mean, in our country, got nothing to do with us. This all y'all. Y'all fucked this shit up. Because y'all didn't listen to us. But okay, cool. Continue to do what you do. Just don't come over here fucking with us because we ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Fuck out of here. Immigrants. Peace treaty. Ain't no peace treaty over here, bitch. We good. You on your own. Fuck out of here. Stop talking to black folks. Like, stop trying to get us to come out there and do stupid shit. We're not doing that. When you supposed to get out there and do some stupid shit, you motherfuckers was holding back. It ain't happening to us. Okay, well, cool. It ain't happening to you. It ain't happening to us right now. So we ain't worrying about it. And I told y'all, we're taking these 4 years off. This is what y'all created. That goes for the white folks. That goes for the immigrants. All different races and minority groups. That goes for all of y'all. Black Americans is taking a vacay. Young. Let's see how much y'all can fuck this country up. We'll be at the ballot box though. We vote. We're gonna do our part in that. But everything else, all this protesting and all this being mad and all that shit, we got certain people that's out there, but you know, it is what it is. But the majority of black people, we don't give a fuck about none of that shit. We don't care, bro. We just genuinely don't. You're on your own. First of all, stupid motherfucker, that's a lie. Black people are not 13% anymore. We like in the mid-20s of percent of how many black people here. They try to like, as far as like they try to do that shit with like they tried to say we was like, I remember one time they put a stat out and they were saying that there was a lot of more black people here because of Somalis and all of different minority groups, right? That don't claim Black American. They claim their people. And it was like about 30-40%, right? It's not that. We're about in the mid-20s. We fuck. Y'all don't. And a lot of y'all kids is black, regardless if they got their white skin in y'all, because y'all don't respect them fucking them half breeds. You don't care about them. You hate them just as much as you hate full black people. Get the fuck out of here. So our status is very much more higher than that. We might be in the 30s, believe it or not, because all the fucking interracial fucking. Believe it or not, honestly. That's why I don't understand why white people are so upset, because one thing about black people, we fucking anything. We fucking anything. All different races of motherfuckers. We fucking. Y'all the motherfuckers that just want pure white. Okay. We'll see how that work out for y'all. Like I said, the only problem that the rest of us have is the motherfucking that's mixed with a lot of the shit, trying to keep pretending that, trying to not pretend, but they trying to hide behind that they can fare for being white. They somehow, a lot of them motherfuckers still, you know, y'all can control them. That's why they vote y'all way. But once they now they coming to find out, hey, you ain't nothing but a nigga. And don't let you be a light-skinned Cuban or Mexican or whatever you are, and you got an accent. You fair white too? It don't matter. You got that accent, you getting the fuck up out of here. That's why a lot of them motherfuckers work so hard to not have an accent no more. But that's all good. Like I said, hey, people, I'm not laughing at the tragedy that's happening in the country, right? I'm laughing at everything that black people try to tell all these motherfuckers is literally happening. It's literally happening. And then now they all upset, or they can't believe what's going on. Like we told y'all. We tried to tell y'all. This is what was going to happen to y'all. We lived this life. Everything that was happening right now, we lived it already. We've been through it. My one's talking about, they trying to fuck up democracy. Nigga, it was times black people didn't have rights. They didn't even have shit in the Constitution for us. The fuck are y'all talking about? Democracy. Nigga, listen, one thing about black people, real motherfuckers like us, we don't believe in y'all democracy. I don't know what democracy y'all on. Democracy was never created for black people. I don't know what the fuck you on. Not in this country. They just put us in the Constitution here and there, nigga. Like, we got certain shit in there. The rest of that shit for white people. Fuck out of here. Anyway, people, take a break real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, people, we back. My point is, people, you know how, like, I don't listen. If you ain't black, a black American, or maybe if you're not, but some of y'all that may feel what I'm saying. You know how disrespected we feel. We tried to warn everybody about a lot of this shit happening, and then it's coming true, and then motherfuckers they called us crazy. We was delusional. We was race baiting. We was saying it's a lot. They were saying it's a lie about discrimination. It's a lie about systemic racism, and they was using token black people that look like us and shit like that. And we was calling this shit out. We was like, yo, this shit, that motherfucking, that token black nigga is a lie. He getting paid. And we was calling this shit out. And you know how insulted black people feel without intelligence and our experiences in this country, that motherfuckers was talking about, they're trying to downgrade. A lot of y'all only got a positions because of DEI. Like, really, you know how insulting that is. And now you see incompetent people running the country in powerful positions that shouldn't be there. Incompetent. We try to warn y'all about everything. But black people, DEI, that's the problem. Now you got incompetent people in position, just hiring anybody. Oh, they just hiring black people because they black. You got people in the ICE shit. I got a story about this shit later because I want some shit to kind of move the way it moves. And then I'm gonna bring this story. I'm gonna bring this shit up. How easy it is to get in ICE. They got incompetent people in ICE. They got people in ICE that got pardoned. That was January 6th motherfuckers, violent motherfuckers, with a state of mind, and they hiring them. Come on, bro. We tried to warn y'all. Shout out to my brother Game in the building. What up, Game? Listen, listen, as a black American, I don't have the patience for these people. I don't have the patience to keep sitting around trying to pretend to have a debate with stupid people that know everything that we were saying is true now. They can deny it. They can live in the delusional atmosphere they live in. I don't give a fuck. But everything that real black Americans, a lot of us said, what could happen and what will happen, that has happened. We don't got to protest. We don't got to do shit that y'all want us to do. We don't got to speak up. We don't got to do certain shit. We don't have to do that. We already did it already. We already told y'all already. It ain't got nothing this shit got nothing to do with us because we tried to warn y'all. So, listen, the shit is heartbreaking. It hurts. in a way for us, and we don't like what's happening, but it's necessary because y'all didn't listen. And like I said, if it's no consequences for your actions, then you don't learn anything. You continue to move around and pretend that what black people are saying, we over exaggerating. It's DEI. We race baiting. Now you can see literally what we was talking about. Of our experience, literally what was happening to us. So now you're seeing it from our point of view, literally. Okay? So that's why you don't see to all the motherfuckers out there, different nationality, races of people. Now, why black people out here protest? That's why you need to learn this lesson. Stop asking us why we ain't out there. Don't tell us this affect us. We already know that. But this shit, it got nothing to do with us. The problem was y'all, not us. We in this situation, not because of us, because of y'all. So don't keep trying to guilt trip us. Fuck out of here. Don't do that shit. Sick of that shit. Seen too much of it. But anyway, let's finish this off.
Biases
Stop
that we're
talking.
missing.
No,
I don't know
no,
if it's
stop
just
talking.
hatred.
Stop talking, please. Stop talking. I don't care if it's hatred, I don't care what the bias comes from. What you're admitting to me is that cops in the United States, even when there is no provocation, because again, this study adjusts for all that, pull over black people more due to a racial bias. So we have a system of policing that systemically targets black people even when they're doing nothing wrong. Hey, Lux, real quick, what would you call that?
It sounds like systemic racism, but listen. I'm just along for the
Listen,
ride.
the problem with that is that they know that already. And if they don't know it, that makes it even worse. Because we live in a time where you can see it, where you can research shit. But I told you, we live in a time where people research. There's a lot of people. People research shit to fit their narrative. So they'll research false information to fit their narrative. I see it all the time on CNN. Fox News, all the mainstream media shit. And you got a bunch of dinosaurs. And then you got the bad part about it, you got a bunch of dinosaurs on mainstream TV, which need to fucking go. Then number two, you got a bunch of young, ignorant motherfuckers that don't know shit, that's in a cult, regardless of what channel it is. And they don't know shit. So the motherfuckers like me, or a lot of us, is stuck in the middle of dealing with this bullshit. And that's why people not getting the right information. They're just Googling shit or going to right wing or left wing or whatever the fuck shit to fit their narrative instead of really doing the research. Listen, people, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd rather prove myself wrong than to be right. It make me feel good about myself because I ain't gonna say feel good, but it make me humble myself and be like, oh, I was wrong about that shit. And it tell me, nigga, hold on, bro, stop jumping to conclusions about shit just because you got an opinion. Do the fucking research. Do the real research. Don't just jump to having a fucking opinion. But we don't live in a society like that anymore. I don't think we ever did. But I'm just saying, like, now it's so easy to figure a lot of this shit out, but people are just researching shit to fit their narratives. Not the truth, not the facts. Just to fit their narrative. So they can come with talking points to make up some bullshit. So basically, they research lies to come out and lie. Weird shit to me. But anyway, let's move on.
Here.
Whoa. Oh,
What? Oh, no, I wanted you to speak up.
shivers, who would have guessed? So do you agree systemic racism exists, Ben? Yes or no?
You know, it exists, it does. I think you're overshooting the source of the hatred.
Right, love that. I love that. So we agree
Like, it
systemic
hurts my feelings
racism
when I
exists.
hear that. Yes, it
We
hurts
agree.
my feelings when Tim Scott gets pulled over for being black. It hurts my feelings when black judges who are very professional and very disciplined.
You don't care.
Hey, man, that's not good. You can't tell me
No,
what
no,
I'm
you don't.
feeling
Yes,
in
I
my
can.
heart.
No, and that's the crazy shit about it. He right. The racist caller is right. We can't tell you how to feel and what's in your heart, because I don't know. No, that's not true. I can tell you how you feel because of the shit that come out your mouth. I can tell you what your heart is because of the shit that come out your mouth, but literally, no. In that way. But I can go off of what you say. It's impossible for anybody to know what's in somebody's heart and how they genuinely feel. But I only can go off of what you say. If you say certain shit, I can go off of that. That's all I can go off of. I can't tell you what's in somebody's heart. I can't really tell you genuinely how they feel at their core. But if you say the shit that you say, I only can go off of that. That's it. It's not complicated. They want to make it very complicated. Well, you don't know how I really feel. Well, stop saying, well, I only can interpret what you're saying and how that comes off in your actions. I only can go off of what you say and your actions. That's it. And then that shit get misconstrued. Because some people can say what they say, but behind the scenes, they act a certain type of way. Or somebody can act a certain type of way, but behind the scenes, they say something different. So that's kind of like, it fucks you up. But no, I don't know what's in your heart. Not really. First of all, I really don't give a fuck what's in your heart. But at this point, you said too much racist, bigoted shit for me to give a fuck about it. That's what we're dealing with in society. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, no. Oh,
Well, then I
fun
can
fact.
tell you what you're
Yes, I
feeling in
do.
your heart, can't I?
Sure. What am I
Okay,
feeling
then
right
I-
now at this moment? Use the ESPN that you definitely got and tell me what I'm feeling at this moment.
Pride?
Pride.
Pride, I
Incorrect.
think.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
pride.
feeling annoyed. I'm
Pride.
feeling. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling pride. I'm feeling annoyed.
No, first of all, I would have said to him, I feel pride about what? What I feel pride about? But anyway, let's move on.
I'm proud of all.
Racist piece of shit.
You're not proud at all for
Racist piece of
standing
shit.
up for what you believe in?
I don't feel pride at this moment. I feel annoyed. I feel
Oh,
annoyed.
man.
I feel like there's this little devil on my shoulder telling me not to crash out on you and have to continue to have this conversation when you're telling me.
See, that's the thing that a lot of these racist ass white people don't get. They think black people feel pride of speaking about the injustice that happens to us. It's no pride what comes with that. That shit is anger. We are angry that we have to keep explaining ourselves about injustice that happens to us. Nobody feels pride about that shit. We're angered by that. We're pissed because it feel like nobody's fucking listening. Ain't no fucking pride comes behind that. You think? Listen, let me explain something to you. When I look back and I research, you do the history and all that, right? And I look at the Civil Rights Act, right? You see the documentaries, you see all that shit, right? Do your history, you see the documentaries, you see all that, right? You think I feel proud about that? You think that's my first thing that how I feel is pride to see what happened to my ancestors, my people? You think I feel pride about that? Motherfucker, I feel angry. And even the progress that we made, I still feel angry. Because ain't no fucking way that in 2026, you still disrespecting people that gave a fuck about you and they gave a fuck about us, you, and everybody to make sure all of us get treated equally, but you still want to be on some racist, bigoted shit. But I'm supposed to feel proud about that. I actually feel angry that my ancestors forfeit all of you motherfuckers to feel free, to feel like everybody's equal when we know you. Now we see you motherfuckers acting a fool about freedom that we fought for everybody. You know how angry I get when I see right-wing white women be racist to some shit that I know my people helped fight for. We was the movement of that to even get you some rights and you was, a lot of y'all ancestors was racist. And we fought for them to get rights, which they didn't have under the racist white man. How y'all just throw that away because you got white privilege. And regardless you had white privilege, but you had no fucking rights when it came to that white man. You couldn't go get a bank loan. You couldn't have a credit card. You couldn't have none of that without us. So no, I don't feel proud. I don't feel, there's no pride about this shit. I feel angry as a black man. That his ancestors fought for everybody, and it seemed like all the different races is disrespecting this shit in 2026. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Even our own people. The fuck wrong with y'all? The sellouts, the buck dancers, the cooners. Like, what's y'all on? No, ain't no pride. I feel angry and embarrassed. Ain't no prideful about none of this shit. And I'm angry my ancestors sacrificed their life, and we in 2026, and we got to deal with this shit now. This shit supposed to be easier for us. For everybody. It's supposed to be easy for everybody. But it's much harder now. And then we seeing a lot of our own people selling us out. Motherfuckers, listen, it's white people, they ancestors created the goddamn Constitution, and they don't care about it no more because they want to go back to just being racist. Like, yo, what the fuck do you get out of that? What do you get out of being racist? I don't get it. I feel bad if I'm bullying somebody or I feel like I'm hurting somebody. Not even if they tell me or not. Just because I got a fucking good conscience and I come from a good stock of fucking motherfucking ancestors that was good people. And I was raised right. Regardless of my background or my street shit. I was raised right. Listen, I'll tell you, my background, I should hate people. I should hate my own people. I should hate white people. I should hate immigrants. I should hate all you motherfuckers. I should hate all of y'all, but I don't, because I was raised right. Morally, I was. Yeah, it was some immoral shit that happened in my life, but I was raised right. And you motherfuckers ain't been through nowhere close to what I've been through in my life, and you hate people? You literally hate people. And it make you feel good about yourself to disrespect people's race and who they are and shit like that. It make you feel good about your fucking self. But I'm the radical. I'm the motherfucker, Kenny Tribbett and all that. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. No, I don't never feel proud about nothing. Not now in 2026. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed by America. I'm embarrassed by some of you fucking people in this country. I'm embarrassed as a whole of this fucking country. This country disgusts me. Because yeah, that my ancestors sacrificed their life for this shit. Your fucking constitution, your fucking democracy, it doesn't matter without black people. But you disrespect us. And all the immigrants come over here thinking they better than us. Talking about black Americans ain't got no culture. What the fuck are you talking about? Bitch, the culture is you wouldn't be here without us. That's the culture. How about that shit? Your ancestors might have been slaves in your own country, but you weren't slaves here. So to disrespect black American culture is fucking diabolical. It's so disrespectful. Fuck are you talking about? Your culture, even if you say you got culture here, you wouldn't have no culture here if we didn't fight for it. The fuck are you talking about? So no, ain't nothing proud to be about being American. Or speaking up for the injustice, ain't nothing proud about that. Because I see you disrespected every day. That my ancestors died for. So no pride here. Sorry. Fuck am I happy about? You think I'm happy about talking about the injustice shit that happened to our people? I'm proud of that. Motherfucker, I'm hurt and I'm mad and I'm sad. And I'm pissed. Nothing to be proud about. Let's move on, y'all.
Hey, we were tired of you guys saying that all this systemic racism stuff is happening. While you're also admitting that this systemic racism stuff. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. Goodbye. Fucking eat my ass, Ben. And put your face as deep into it as you possibly can.
This has been very fun so far.
Nah, that was a pause. Like, that's a pause. But I get him. I get it. He's he gay or whatever. So that shit don't you can't kind of put that on gay people because the pause thing, because they say shit like that. But that's pause to me. But I'm glad the brothers, said like, hey, man, I'm done with your dumb ass. I'd have been done with him way before that, but I can see how you want to make a fool of him. I can see that, but why he let this shit linger on so long. But you can't be proud. Fuck is black people being proud of? Like you're talking about people that being affected by police brutality and the injustice that happened to us. What we proud of? We're not proud of that shit. We angry, bro. We pissed. We disappointed. We hurt. Proud ain't even coming in no way of that equation. The fuck we proud of? That's what I told you. I don't even watch slave movies no more. Anything got to do with slavery, I don't watch that shit. Because every time I watch it, all the feelings I just told y'all how I feel is when I watch a slavery movie. I can't even watch Django, nigga. And, you know, Jamie Foxx wound up killing motherfuckers at the end. But it's just horrifying. You don't want to see, like, I don't care who it is. Like, I don't even watch the Holocaust shit no more. I watched that shit when I was in fucking maybe about, I think I was in elementary school when I watched that shit. Maybe middle school, probably middle school or elementary school. I was just right out of elementary school and hit middle school. It was one of those times, but I think it was elementary school. And I watched the Holocaust documentary. I think it was the Anne Frank shit. I think it was that. I could be saying that wrong. And they showed that documentary of that. And I look back at that shit now, and as a kid, I believe that changed me from not being. It changed me not to hate people. So I'm not. What's proud to be like? What am I proud of standing up for the right thing, standing up against injustice that's happening to anybody or my people or whoever. Like, what am I proud of? I'll be proud of the progress or some shit change, but I'm not proud of the fucked up shit that I'm talking about. I'm not proud of the shit I'm talking about now. This shit hurts. And then to see people, they get in my chat or they leave comments later in the comments shit, and they leave shit and say all fucking types of fucking stupid shit and miss the whole point of what I was saying, of the injustice. But I'm supposed to feel proud of that. What, because people pay attention, they leave comments, I'm supposed to be proud of that? You know why I feel the way I feel, people? And we're going to leave this with this. You know why I feel the way I feel? As far as like, white people can't tell me shit. Can't tell me a motherfucking thing. You know why? Because I'm black. And ain't no race in this country was more affected, and even to now, to 2026, than black people of this fucked up country. This country been fucked up, bro. We've been fucked by the Constitution, democracy, whatever you want to call it. We've been fucked. They've been taking advantage of black people for hundreds of fucking years. And motherfuckers want to sit here and act like black people supposed to give a fuck about being an American. For what? Being an American for what? I get cringe when I hear even Jasmine Crockett, all of them, and I love her. I cringe when they say we're an American. I cringed on that. Listen, as a black person and know my history, black people, we are not considered Americans. We are considered servants. They don't even acknowledge that black people built the fucking country. That's how disrespected we are. That's why when immigrants and shit say slick shit out their mouth about us not having no culture and we ain't this and we ain't that, man, I get offended by that. Who the fuck are you? You want to acknowledge, the racist white people want to acknowledge that we built the fucking country, and then you motherfuckers that we helped bring into this country, you want to acknowledge that we built this bitch and then try to say we ain't got no culture? Bitch, our culture is that everybody get treated equally. That's our culture. How about that? That's what we push for. That's what we continue to push for. But at the end of the day, fuck you. That's our culture, bitch. You want to go to rap music and all that other shit? Fuck that. Our culture is that we created. we fought for and died for all you motherfuckers to feel like you equal here and have the shit that the racist white people back in the day kept you from, talking about this is the land of opportunity. That's bullshit. Because how was the land of opportunity was there and black people couldn't vote? And we were still slaves at certain points. So all you minority groups, ain't no culture, black people don't create. Nigga, we are American culture. Fuck you talking about? Fuck you talking about? Pieces of shit. Let's go for all the minorities. The Italians, they wouldn't be shit here either. Italians was treated like niggas. And that was the crazy shit about it. They came this motherfucker and disrespected black people, calling us monkeys and shit. Do y'all know where a lot of that monkey talk came from? Italians. That came from them. That's where a lot of that shit come from. That's a big percentage of where that shit came from. Italians. Now, mind you, that when the Italians came here, they was considered niggas. Let me explain something to y'all. Other than Christopher Columbus, because he was Italian. Nobody want to talk about that, but he was. Right? And you do the history on him, he was, and the reason, a part of why they mistreated him, because he was Italian. Okay? And that's why his ass left the way he did or whatever. That was part of it. There was more shit with that, but that's part of it. Do y'all know when the Italians came here that the white racist Europeans that was so-called, they was American, whatever, none of them was born here. Not think about that. Think about back in the days. Do your fucking history. None of them was born in America, but they created a country on foreign land and created a whole country. A whole fucking country. And try to say they was the first. The Native Americans, listen, even the black people that was here too, a lot of them, listen, let me just say this. And I'm going to be real about it. Because everybody be like, yo, Kenny, you be going way too hard. People sent me shit and they was like, yo, Kenny, you go way too hard on shit. But nah, shit need to be spoken about. Do y'all know that when Christopher Columbus, all of them, they came to try to take over America, right? They bamboozled the Native Americans. You know it was black people here, right? You know it was Mexicans and shit here, right? But I'm going to tell you what all those different races did. And this is why you see black people, if they know their history, they take a step back of what the fuck is happening. Do you know that after they did what they did to the Native Americans, right? Because we was in the war too, right? They don't want to talk about that, right? A lot of the Native Americans was part black. That's why a lot of their tribes is Cherokee, and a lot of that shit is named because of a lot of them was mixed with black. They was fucking blacks, we was fucking them. We was here already, okay? You know what the Native Americans did? Because they could have won the war, but you know what they did? They sold us out. They sold black people out. So that's why you don't see the Native Americans even speaking about black issues in this country. It ain't because they scared of white people. They ain't never scared of white people. They don't speak on it because they sold us out. They surrendered. Go look back into history. There was them Cherokees, a couple of that was mixed with black, was fighting. We was out that bitch getting busy. Okay? And black folks. And the Mexicans, the black, what they call it, black Latinos, a lot of us, we was out there, nigga. We was on the front lines like that, like we always are. And you know what happened? The motherfuckers that could pass for white sold us out. Let me ask y'all a question. What y'all think Native Americans are mixed with? I just need y'all to think about that. Even though they can pass for white, what y'all think they mixed with? Do your history on it. What you think that Native Americans are mixed with? What you think the Mexicans are all mixed with? Even the ones that can pass for white. And the only reason they can pass for white is because of the Europeans coming over here and fucking them. Go back and look at the Native Americans, what they look like. What they look like. The Mexicans, all of them, dark. All the tribes was dark. Damn near. When you start to see the tribes get lighter, it's because of the simple fact of the fucking Europeans came over here and took over their country. That's why. That's why you see the light Native Americans that you see now. They was not that damn light. They was dark-skinned. Mainly the Cherokee. What's your part of I'm from? Think about it. Go look back at this shit. Go look at the history books. Go back and look at it. Even the history books, they fail to say everything. Go look at them Native Americans. A lot of them was dark. Who fought against Christopher Columbus and that whole shit was dark. They was my fucking complexion. And I'm brown skinned. And I'm mixed with a whole bunch of shit, but they was my complexion and down. They wasn't light. They wasn't light skinned. Wasn't no white people here in America. It was a part of a land where white people ain't never been. Ever been. Now all of a sudden you see some of these Native Americans, they light as shit. Why is that? I keep telling y'all, do your fucking history. Do your history. Even when it comes to the Mexicans, them motherfuckers wasn't like that back in the day. They was not. They was dark-skinned. They was my complexion. They was dark-skinned or they was my complexion. And I'm not light. And I'm mixed with shit. But that's how they looked. This is how they looked. Come on, man. Do the fucking history on these people, man. Why y'all don't think that the Native Americans come out and speak on black shit? Why y'all think that? Because they've been sold us out. They've been sold black people out. that was already here, that they was fucking and we was all one. The Mexicans, everybody, you see, they all sell us out now. It's been a history of that. They sold us out. Motherfuckers want to keep talking about Africa, how our own people sold us out. I agree. It was black people already here. Why do you think it was so easy for the fucking Europeans to come over here and enslave black people? Because the Native Americans already sold out the black people that was already here. The Mexicans already sold out the black people that was already here. People be thinking, oh, the Spanish shit, it's mixed with white shit. No, it's actually not. It's actually not. The Mexican people, the ones you see light, yes, that's mixed with white shit. Right? They Spanish because in Spain, black people was there. All that shit was African continents. What y'all talking about? Them people don't look brown without black people. Do y'all understand that? And these motherfuckers sit there and pretend they better. Okay, cool. I heard somebody, they left me a comment. Not a comment, but they sent me some shit. And they said, well, Kenny, why you don't get mad at African people like that? I am. I'm pissed at them too. Do you know that black people, a lot of these countries that you see as European countries now, they done took over as white people there. Black people owned that. Well, I ain't gonna say owned it. We was there. Because nobody owned countries way back then. See, that was the reason. That's how these motherfucking racist white people took over countries. Because nobody decided, oh, this, because we move with God. Right? That's why they always try to demonize black people. Nigga, we actually move with God, nigga. We're gonna fuck with religion it is, nigga. We move with God. Right? White people came and they knew that. And they took over countries. They weren't smarter than us, they were just more evil than us. Because back in the day, way back in the day, black people wasn't on no shit like this. We weren't on trying to take over people's shit. And remember when Kansas always bring up, oh, black people own slaves. Nigga, that's because of white people. We never owned slaves. To a certain point in history, when white people came in and said we got to enslave people. We never did that. We never enslaved that. You don't hear that shit in the Bible. The real Bible. You don't hear that. Until white people start to come into that shit. Because white people in the Bible. They love the Bible so much. And mind you, let me explain to y'all. In their Bible, just think about this too. Black people was the enemy in the Bible. To them, they switch it up or whatever. But mind you, where all the different other races come from? This is why I'm not religious. Because they can't explain where the Mexicans come from, where the Filipinos come from, where the Chinese people come from. They can't, or the Muslims. They can't tell you where they come from. In the Bible. in their Bible. They can't tell you where they come from. Where the fuck did they pop up at? So it's just been white people here, and all of a sudden black people, were we aliens? Then when it comes to black people, were we aliens? When it comes to the other races, were they aliens? No, nigga. It's no such thing as their Bible or their fucking fucked up religion. There's no such thing. Like I said, in real history, can y'all tell me where all these different races of people came from? Can y'all tell me? No, you can't. You can't tell me where they come from. You can't. It's like black people sitting there pretending they only created black people. Bullshit. Where the fuck do white people come from? I can tell you what I believe, not just believe, but I can tell you where all these different other races came from. But where do white people come from? I'm gonna tell you, oh, they just came from the caves. And then the white people tell you, oh, the black people just, they was monkeys. The black people tell you they came from the caves to be, they was monkeys. And they developed into being human beings. People, we in 2026. Why is that not happening now? On either side of that, why hasn't black people, we was monkeys, why we ain't developing right now? We got proof of it. And we got best technology in the world. Why we can't produce that? Why we can't produce that black people was monkeys and somehow we reinformed to being human beings? Why they can't scientifically tell us that? Why is that having happened? And it's vice versa with white folks and any other race. Why is that? Because it ain't fucking true. It's not being a denier of religion. They can't prove none of that shit they talking about. Because none of that shit makes no sense. Because if black people was monkeys and white people was monkeys in a cave and they came out and somehow we both came out to be human beings, why is it not happening now? Why is it not? None of that shit makes no sense. Where the fuck did white people come from? Where the fuck did black people come from? You know how we like the poo-poo on the alien shit and shit like that? How we know a lot of alien shit it's not true? If we just gonna make up this bullshit about black and white people, then the alien shit gotta come in. What the fuck? Why are we mad at them? Listen, my thought process of this shit is that, nigga, we don't know where the fuck we really genuinely come from. I believe in a higher power, but we do die. So it's something that we don't know. We've been trying to figure out this shit for thousands of years, trying to figure out where we come from or why we died and all that shit. We don't know. We just try to make sense of it. But we don't know why the fuck we died. We don't know why the fuck, where black people come from or white people come from. We don't really fucking know. We really don't know at the end of the day. None of that shit makes any sense. All the technology, all the lived experience, it doesn't matter. Because when niggas die, they die. And then mind you, like I told you, when people die, do we know what happens in the afterworld? Or even if it is that, or do we just die? Nobody knows. Nobody. They can sit there and lie and pretend I'm a prophet. You ain't no fucking prophet, bitch. You don't know. People die, they die, bro. And you don't know where they go. They going to heaven or hell. You don't know. And it may not be a heaven or hell. We don't know. But the two things that we do know. Well, a couple of things. We're born. We live life as long as we live it. And we don't know why when we die, or whatever way we die. Well, we know the way. And we try to make sense of that. But people die. But we don't know when we're going to die. They're the three things. So all this other shit that people want to throw religion in or people believe or whatever, bitch, you don't know. That's why I'm not religious. This is the real reason why. Because they can't tell you why we live. They can't tell you why we're born. They can't tell you why people struggle, people get molested, and all of that shit, all the horrible shit happen to people, right? All the fucked up shit happen to people. And they can't tell you when you're going to die. They don't have a fucking date on that. Other than when it comes to certain, even when it comes to like certain diseases, when they say, oh, you're supposed to die this day. That doesn't mean they're going to die that day. They may live, they may die before that, and they may die after that. Of the prediction they gave. Because you ain't God, motherfucker. You don't know shit. It's real talk, man. Y'all need to stop with this bullshit. Give me 1 second. All right, people, I'm back. And I'm going to leave this with this. I'd rather die to be curious and, have my mind open to die where I don't, like, where I'm so convinced that this shit is real. Like, honestly. Like I keep telling people, keep talking about they religious and they know God and all this other shit. Nigga, you ain't never met God. You don't know what color God is. And that goes for any race. Nobody knows shit. Everybody just living life. You living in the reality that you live in. Regardless if it's good or bad. You just live in it. We don't even know. Like, you think about it, man. Innocent children die. And you think that's in God's plan? If you think that, then okay. Fine. That's okay if that makes you feel good about children dying. But you don't know why them kids supposed to die. But what I do know is that everybody has a born day and a due day where they gonna die. And nobody knows about that due day. Nobody's even know when somebody's gonna be born. So none of this shit they can't predict. Other than maybe saying, oh, even some of the times when they say, oh, you're going to be due this day and having this baby. That ain't even true. The fuck you talking about? Stop living in La La Land. I'm not saying, listen, people got to believe in what they can believe in to get them through. I get that, but stop trying to tell the rest of us that we tripping and we crazy because we don't believe in what you believe in. The fuck out of here, bro. I can debunk a lot of this shit, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. That's one thing about me. I don't want to be no conspiracy. I just don't know. I go what makes sense to me. I don't try to be sitting there trying to create a narrative. For what? They try to get you to think, and then you do history about it, because facts do matter, and history do matter. They try to get you to think black people wasn't even here in America. They all our people came from Africa. Come find out, nigga. Listen, a part of my ancestry wasn't from Africa. They was from here. Only thing I know why people enslave people or trade people off or do devious shit is because that's the nature of the world. That ain't no shit of it's just a certain part of the country. Nigga, slavery was everywhere. Black people enslaved black people. You know what I mean? It's about survival. And that's why I don't understand with a lot of Americans when they look at drug dealers, they be like, oh, I can't believe they doing this cruel shit. Like, nigga, you talking about people that's trying to survive. You don't even think about that. They're just cruel. I can look at my ancestors and be like, the ones that bamboozled black people to get on them boats. African brothers and sisters. Like, nigga, they probably was doing that shit for survival. I ain't mad at them for what? The world is cruel. We try to figure out shit every day about this country and about this world. And people try to sit there and they try to get in little spiritual bubbles and shit and pretend that they know what's really going on and why shit is happening. You really don't know at the end of the day. Because like I said, nobody can answer the question of me of saying, why do people die? Why do people die? And then if you say God says it's your time to go, then you're agreeing with me that if somebody bigger than your religion is making a decision, but that doesn't mean that he's a part of your religion. You don't know when people are going to be born. You don't know when people are going to die. You don't know that. You just try to live the best life you can live, man. I'm sick of that shit. Listen, the one thing my pet peeve of, I don't like religious people and people that's religious try to sit out there and push a narrative that they have no fucking clue at the end of the day or what they're fucking talking about. Because if I don't know, I know you don't know. Unless you can tell me, you can prove to me that you've seen God and God told you that. Listen, do I believe it's a high power? Yes. But I don't know who the fuck he is. And I wouldn't sit there and pretend and move cults and move religion around to try to get people to understand what I'm talking about. Nah. God is God, bro. We don't know what God thinks, man. We don't know what the fuck he thinks. That's why I said I move on morally what's right in reality. I don't get to dictate that I'm supposed to move that way. No, I have to move this way because number one, I have to know that shit make me feel good or what makes me feel good or bad. Emotions is real. And some shit in society is wrong and it's not. And we go off of shit. But don't try to bring God in this shit. Niggas, even though I can feel like I'm doing the right thing, I could be wrong. I could be wrong in a lot of shit that I stand by and what I do. Who the fuck knows? But I know to treat people differently and fucked up because of the color of their skin, or or they think differently of me and some shit like that, or they got a different sex feeling or however they feel. Like, nigga, that ain't on me. I don't know if gay shit is wrong. We don't know that. Listen, like I said, people keep blocking out. The Romans was gay. A lot of them was gay. They was fucking men. Women was fucking women. It was a lot of gay shit going on back in the Roman days. And then all of a sudden now, was that a bad error? So all the Romans back then should be all bad. They was all sinning. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? You got religious people molesting children. What the fuck are you talking about? Motherfucker go out there, he molested children behind the scene, but then he go out in front of everybody and tell everybody how much he give for about God and he care about the kids, but he molesting kids behind the scenes. And then there's people that know about it and don't say nothing about it because of the power. Because they trying to get something out of it. The fuck you talking about? That's literally what's happening now. But they mad at a motherfucker like me to tell them, motherfucker, I don't really give a fuck about your religion. You got a motherfucker, you got people around the country, and just name one, Israel. They hate a whole race of people off of religion. And that's around the world, off of religion. How you hate a child that's a newborn? Fuck. And they're killing people. And vice versa. Like, who the fuck is these type of people that tell me about some religion? Get the fuck out of here. Your religion sucks. And if you side with that bullshit, then you suck. I ain't even never think about killing no kid because they Pakistani. You know what? Oh well, let them die. We're gonna bomb them anyway. We're gonna kill some kids. We'll worry about that shit after. That's why I told you I'm not the biggest fan of Barack Obama like y'all think. Like, nigga, he did shit like that. You bomb shit, kill innocent people. Like, what the fuck you talking about, bro? Ain't no purr about you. Fuck you talking about? That's what I'm saying about all these motherfuckers. Even the voters, like, y'all okay what's happening, what ISIS doing. They murdered people. What the fuck are you, what y'all acting like this shit is okay for? They're agitator. They you don't kill nobody. You don't shoot nobody when they no threat. The motherfucker shot him. It's a still shot. They shot Alice Petty when he on the ground, and the dude got the gun right there and shot him. He was the first motherfucker that shot him. These are facts. And mind you, all the motherfuckers that shot, because we kind of know their identity a little bit. The motherfuckers that killed Alice Petty, you know they was immigrants. Well, not immigrants, they was foreign motherfuckers. There was a different race of motherfuckers. I say foreign, but they was a different race of motherfuckers. So they most likely was first or second generation Americans. Maybe by default. Right? Because they was born in America. Like, yo, come on, bro. Don't justify this shit. It's nothing to justify. I watched the hearing with Miss Good people, God rest her soul, her brothers. Yo, them niggas is devastated. Yo, they sister got murdered. They can't see her no more. Listen, I believe certain people got a due date, right? But it's some people, yo, I believe it's just evil people doing evil shit and killing people. And that's one of those things. And I'm not for sure about it, but that's how I think. Miss Gill ain't supposed to die. Alice Petty ain't supposed to die that way. Not that way, bro. But like I said, I believe in higher power. Some people need to go out that way because they need to be martyrs in a way. And like I said, I don't know God. I don't know why he does certain shit, but these religious people tell you, yeah, it's supposed to happen. And then they don't even go off to that shit no more. They just say, oh, they broke American law. They broke this shit. Like, what the fuck are you talking? Do you believe in God or you believe in, or I'm sorry, or do you just believe in fucking the American government when your ideology is in power? And this is what bothered me about MAGA. You complain about all of Muslim terrorism around the world and all that shit. Y'all acting like that now. Y'all acting like that. People don't agree with you. It's okay for them to get murdered. It's okay for them to be jailed. It's okay for them to be charged. You defend Hitler, nigga, because that's some shit Hitler do. What he did. The fuck are you talking about? Don't do that shit. You okay with Trump doing? Oh, damn, pre-even investigation. Nigga, we are different from fucking Nazi Germany. We are different from other countries, even Putin and all that. I don't give a fuck what Putin got to say. Putin is a dictator. He murdered people. He got people murdered. Why the fuck would I care what Putin said? That's one of the most evil dictators in the world. And Trump come out and say, well, Putin told me this and that. What the fuck are you talking about, man? That's how I know Trump ain't got no moral compass. He ain't got no moral compass. And the people that follow him and think that shit's okay, you don't have no moral compass. What the fuck are y'all talking about? When the motherfucker say, if you disagree with me, you don't agree with my policies, you're enemy. What? That's what Trump said. And then y'all ran behind that shit, so y'all think that the same shit he think. Get the fuck out of here, man. Trump is an enemy to the world at this point. Not just America, he's an enemy to the world because of his behavior and how he's acting. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Listen, I would not literally or morally say, I don't hate Trump, but I despise him. I wouldn't wish him getting murdered, like a gunfire shit to kill him, or any people in his administration. I wouldn't think like that. But they think like that because they're fascists. Nobody thinks like that, bro. And people sitting out here acting like, oh, Kenny, you just going. No, I'm not going at them like that, yo. Like, just think about this. I don't give a fuck. Partly of what they do, because I expected it to happen. The other part is, don't try to act like I'm like, y'all trying to act like, oh, I'm okay with y'all doing, and I would do it to y'all. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do a lot of the shit that y'all do. A lot of it. I would not be on that bullshit y'all on. Nigga, like, who the fuck am I to be like, oh, the racists ain't got no point. They got a point. As racist and as big as they are, they got a right to feel the way they feel. The problem is when you try to act like the country supposed to bow down to that. That's my issue. Motherfucker, no. Push your narrative, put it out there politically, and see how they work for you. But don't steal. Don't try to steal the elections. Don't do none of that shit. And don't try to act like we all supposed to feel that way. Because we do not feel your way. Stand on business with that. That's my point. And then you try to use different entities like the church and all that to try to back up your racism. And then the motherfucker evangelicals that go with that and try to pretend, oh, I'm not racist, is that we got an immigration problem. First of all, let me say this on Real Talk. Do y'all notice the economy is fucked because of what they're doing with the immigration shit? Ain't like the economy is falling because they want to get rid of all the illegal immigrants. And their goal is to try to get black people to do those jobs. It's not happening. So it's backfiring. That's why the economy is fucked up. I keep telling y'all that. They thought that they get rid of the illegal immigrants or the immigrants and black people would come and work these jobs. No, we're not. Even the small towns of racist people, they came to find out black people ain't coming to work for you motherfuckers. You voted for Trump, bitch. That's a turnoff for us. You voted. It's like you voted for a racist. We're not coming to work for you. I see people now still when I go do my job. They say, oh, they got Trump 2024, Make America Great, and all this other shit. Nigga, I would never go work for them. Ever. Listen, if I had a motherfucking Trump supporter in my area, nigga, I would make their motherfucking life difficult. Because hate don't live here, nigga. I don't hate people like that. Like, get the fuck out of here. You move with a whole racist agenda. They said, well, King, that's their First Amendment. Yeah, it's their First Amendment, but I'll make it very hard for them to be around. They wouldn't like me. Got a Trump supporter in my community, and I know about it, and you go out and put your flag out. They got Trump flags and shit. They put them out there. Motherfucker, kiss my ass, man. I'm going to make your life hard. Not even hard, just make you very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Fuck out of here. These are the same people talking about making America great. Right? They hated what's the dude from Amazon? But they still order from Amazon. Jeff Bezos. You hate him, but you still order from him. And that nigga own everything. So it's hard to kind of like not use his shit. He's complicit in this shit. But like I said, when these elections happen, we gotta be mad focused. We can't. And listen, I'm gonna be very honest about this. I'm gonna leave it as this: we cannot allow Democrats that's complicit, because that's what it seems it is. They just passed the bill, let the shit go for 2 weeks. For what? Motherfucker, you know the agenda. You know the agenda. It's gonna come up again, and Republicans is gonna stand on that bullshit. So, why are you acting like this shit ain't gonna happen again? It's gonna be an issue. Nip the shit in the bud. Oh, keep the government open. People gotta work. Man, get the fuck out of here. Listen, people has lost jobs. They didn't cut everything. People already hurt. People already hurt. And listen, I'm gonna tell y'all the real reason why they did it. That's why I said I'm gonna be very, very smart about my taxes this year. They did it because of taxes. The Democrats sided with fucking Republicans. Taxes. For their own personal bullshit. From corporate motherfuckers. From corporate Democrats. I don't trust none of them motherfuckers. But, okay, fine. I'm gonna be very smart this year coming around. I'm gonna fix my studio, but I'm gonna be very smart about that shit. I'm not gonna go crazy and nothing like that. I'm gonna be very smart. I'm gonna make sure I get all my bills back in check, whatever. You get what I mean? But I'm not going go crazy. Because this year we get ready to get in a space that where shit gonna get real bad. It's gonna get real bad. And people want to say, well, Kenny, you said that before. No, nigga, I said shit gonna get bad, but it's gonna get worse. And I'm telling you, this shit get ready to get real fucked up. So when y'all get y'all taxes back this year, nigga, Trump, as vindictive as he is, he will shut down our taxes. He will shut down that shit. And the Republicans will do it because they're not getting their way. Because the midterms is gonna hurt them. So when motherfuckers get their taxes, and listen to me very clearly. Excuse me, I need people to understand this. Get your taxes this year. Nigga, don't go out and spurge. Don't go out and do all that shit. Save your shit. Excuse me. Save your motherfucking money, man. Get your taxes and save it. Save it. Listen, and I say this all the time. People live, or people move like they don't live in real reality. They don't. They think that, oh, there's just regular shit going on, it ain't happening to me. But I'm telling y'all, Trump gonna make this shit really happen to y'all. This year, he gonna amp up this shit. And I'm telling you, this is the year where you take your taxes and you save. And if you do spend some money to get you guns, like seriously, stop being ignorant to this shit. This shit is gonna happen, and it's gonna hurt. Anyway, people, leave comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. OBL. Love to the world.